Hi, it's Captain Drew Cavanaugh here with Florida Inshore Fishing Charters and Mosquito Lagoon Sight Fishing Charters, located here in East Central Florida on the world-famous beautiful Mosquito Lagoon and Indian River. And today what I'm going to do is I've decided to do a 7-part series here over the famous question that a lot of us guides are asked a lot, or locals are asked that know the waters pretty well. And somebody new moves down here, or you say you've been here your whole life and this is something you want to get into, is how do I catch redfish, how do I catch spotted sea trout, and how do I catch black drum? And I'm going to break this down into 7 parts, and each part's going to be relative. And at the end of each part and series, there will be a link to, or throughout the video of each part I do here, there'll be a link to other videos that may be some more important information. I'm not going to go over a lot of other material that I've done or other videos I have. I'll just link to those or put up a link that you can go to those videos. An example would be when we do the tackle selection. I did a video on light tackle selection, or knots, what kind of knots to tie, or what type of how to make a cast of these fish. I'll link to those. But I'm going to break it down to each section because there's those of you out there that might be watching this that might say, well, I already know that, let me skip ahead to this part. Instead of fast forwarding through a video that's 50, 60 minutes long or 20 minutes long, I'm going to do it in parts and everything. The first part that we're going to go over in the next video is going to be species, rules, and laws. And for those of you that are wondering, say you watch one of these and you're wondering, you know, when I'm going to do the next one, because I'm not going to do all these in series. I'm going to take my time, make sure the information is here, make sure the information is thorough and good for you, the viewer, the angler. If you want, just subscribe to my channel, and if you subscribe, you'll get a notice, and you can see in each title I'll put, you know, how to catch redfish, trout, black drum, part 1, part 2, so on and so forth. The first part we're going to do is part 1. I'm going to talk about the species themselves and the rules and the laws, and this is going to mostly incorporate the state of Florida and the Canaveral National Seashore and the federal waters here that the Mosquito Lagoon and National Park is located in, the Merritt Island Wildlife Refuge. So we'll go over redfish, trout, black drum, and all that good stuff. Break it down into 3 parts, the 3 species there. Part 2 will be their habitat, the feeding of the species, and the area that you're in. You know, what to look for, so, you know, what not to look for, and that kind of thing. Part 3 will be tackle selection, lures, and bait to use. Break that down into, you know, probably spinning tackle, fly fishing, live bait, artificial, and that kind of thing. Part 4 will be means, meaning, are you using a boat? Are you using a kayak? Are you using a canoe? Are you going with a friend? Do you borrow somebody's boat? What to bring if you go with a friend? What to bring if you're waiting? You know, there's important things, what not to bring, and that kind of thing. Part 5 is going to be, once you've learned the past 4 series and you've soaked that in, you're reading about it, you know, you're watching other videos, now the key element is you're going to be put into a real life situation. You're going to be on the water. So now at that point in time, you say to yourself, well, what's my approach and what's my tactic? You know, I think I've got the tackle, I've got the means, now how am I going to go out there and actually get onto these fish to be able to have a successful 100% day of landing one of them, where your catch ratio will go up. We'll go over that. Part 6 is going to be handling and etiquette. Handling and etiquette, kind of 2 little quick subjects there. Handling of the fish, of course, the species, and then etiquette is going to be the etiquette on the water. You know, and that's going to be a pretty fairly common sense thing to go over, but you know, etiquette might differ in different places, but we'll go over again. We're specifically talking mostly about the Mosquito Lagoon here in Central Florida, because again, it's the body of water that I specialize in and sight fish and flats fish in and run my charters in. And then part 7 is going to be the overview. So with that, what you're going to do is all the knowledge that you've just learned over the past 7 video series here, is you're going to be able to go back, take all that knowledge in, and we're going to highlight some of the important, emphasize on the important parts. We're going to, you know, go over the things that are okay, just remember this, put it in the back of your mind, it's not so important. We're going to go over mostly the things that you're going to bundle together and use this knowledge to improve your day of fishing. Believe me, many decades ago when I first started doing this, and I first discovered saltwater fishing and flats fishing and the lagoon and the river, nobody out there just steps into the world and magically knows how to do it. I was lucky. My grandfather had taught me a lot of things. Growing up, I eventually just learned on my own trial and error, and I put that knowledge together over many, many years of doing it, and I'm at the point where I'm at now. I understand there's a lot of you that, you know, you all of a sudden you want to do that, and you haven't had the opportunity to either have friends or family, you know, show you the kind of things that you're going to learn here in these videos. So this is for you. And like I said, I'm not specifically showing an exact spot where to go. So for those of you out there that are saying, oh, he's going to show how to fish the Mosquito Lagoon, no, you're going to take this knowledge and you can pretty much apply it anywhere these species are, because whether they're feeding here or there, their feeding and their eating habit and their lifestyle is going to be roughly the same here in the state of Florida. So again, it's Captain Drew Cavanaugh, Florida Inshore Fishing Charters. Keep your eye out. Just watch each video and you'll see a link, and subscribe to me, and you'll be notified when each series comes out, part comes out. Until then, have a great day, and thank you very much.